In Chapter 11, we're going to get all into integers. So we'll talk about what integers are in a second, but first they want us to know about opposites. So two numbers are opposites if they add up to equal 0. Okay, so example like, well, we haven't gotten into the integers yet, but so it'll be like positive 2 and negative 2, they'll equal 0. Negative 4 and positive 4 will equal 0. So those numbers are opposites. They have opposite signs. Integers are positive and negative numbers that you would see on a number line. But integers do not include fractions or decimals. The absolute value of a number is the distance the number is from 0 on a number line. Okay, and absolute value, I'm going to abbreviate, absolute value is always positive because it's distance. So I don't say I live 10 or negative 10 blocks from school. I would say I live 10 blocks to the right, 10 blocks to the left, but I don't say distance as a negative number. That's just weird. So since absolute value is distance, it's always a positive. Okay, so let's try some examples. So we want to represent situations with integers. So you are 6 spaces behind your opponent. What integer represents your situation? Because you're behind, you're going to say negative. So we're going to say negative 6. Oops. An integer that is less than 0 is represented as a negative number. So because it said behind, I made it negative. If it had said you are 6 spaces ahead, I would have said positive. So now we have to name the opposite of 6. Well, here's 0, okay, right in the middle. And 6, here's 6. 6 is 6 units away from 0, and its opposite is going to be the same distance away. So 6 units on the other side is negative 6. So negative 6 and 6 are both 6 units from 0. So the opposite of positive 6 is negative 6. Now we're going to try some quick checks. In quick check number 1, the elevation of New Orleans, Louisiana is 8 feet below sea level. So look at the keywords and figure out what kind of 8 should you use. Should you use a positive 8 or a negative 8? And in quick check number 2, just write the opposite of negative 5. When you're ready, move on to the next part. Okay. Absolute value. Remember, absolute value means distance. And these bars mean absolute value. So every time you see those bars, that's what it's asking you to find. So find the absolute value of negative 19, or how far is negative 19 away from 0? Well, it's 19 spaces away. So since negative 19 is 19 units away from 0, the absolute value of negative 19 is positive 19. So now you're going to try these 2 quick checks here. Remember, these mean absolute value, so find the absolute value of negative 1 and find the absolute value of 7. And then we'll check your work in class.